Okay, guys. I'm doing a request today for one of the subscribers, Neil. Little salute to you. Um, Let me flick this over and I'll explain. So we're looking at euro dollar. I've got the order in at this moment in time, and we're just going to adjust that. So I'm going to take this down onto 15 minutes, and I'm going to move the order in slightly. There we go. That's better. And it's only for a fiver. Okay. Now, it's come from this particular video here, and it's for Neil. So it's a little salute to you. He always supports in one thing or another, so I'm more than happy to do this for him. And he wants to trade Euro US, same we trade other things, and just wants to see how I would do it. And if you want to see where the comment is and follow it on, it's this one here, avoid ATR mistakes. Okay. So it's a bit of a bugger, this one, because it's not the best trade. It's just triggered in as we speak. Now, I have already been into this. Now, as you can see here, I've been doing a running commentary of various different things today from 8 o'clock. So it's like the strengths go in. I'll pull up the big version in just a second. But I went to Bulls and Bears. The guys are having a bit of a chat as we speak now. And I've done the breakdown for it there. Okay. Now, inside of that, do the scores, etc., and work out whether or not it's a viable product. Well, I worked out it's roughly a low probability trade, and I'm only looking for 5 pips in this hour. So here it is here. So the makeup of this, if I'm looking at it, is the euro is stronger than the US. Okay, so that adds a little bit of weight to my argument of buying this. So the strength in the euro, weakness in the US. Take this over onto the change of strength from the last data sample, and the euro is gaining ground, and the US has lost a lot of ground. So again, it adds a little bit more weight to what's going on. Now, I can't do a full-on trade on this because it's all over the place, you know. And I did a video at the weekend about probabilities, and that's what all this is. It's just a probability engine, if I want to call it that. It's looking at averages across multiple time frames. So it's a bull market. The dominant direction, which is what I'm normally after, is not, it's just not playing fun at all. The low time frames are buying, but there isn't a full-on trade because it is erratic. So what I'm left with is scalping criteria. There's nothing in the plus one minus. So again, it's all over the place. And all I'm left with is red light, green light, and it's telling me to buy it. But again, it's not very good because it's not on the point of trigger. It's just already in motion. So it is a poor trade. So my TP by definition has to be low, and I've set it to 5 pips. Now it is early morning, so we do have a little bit of pushing power on our side. In other words, as the market wakes up, there is a little bit of momentum. Now, at the same time, you've got to be careful because that momentum can go the other way as well. So what I've got at this moment in time, if I flip this out to the hour, is I can see the arena that I'm working in, which is here. I can see that it's pulling against this move, and it's also pulling against this particular move here. So it's come down, it's failed in and around the 50, and it's now pushing back higher. So again, that's giving me credence to sort of think, well, this might well move to the upper side. So if I put that to there, that's where it's going to be pushing to, which is that line here. And I've set the target just prior of it. So just put that in just so you can kind of highlight it. So this is on an hourly. And then drop that to there. So we can work these particular levels. And we're looking to come up before it hits this staging point. Now that will be a barrier to hold the price. So I need to be in and out before I get there. And that's why the target is set here. Now, in the meantime, I can look at these to put extra orders in, because if I'm going to buy it, I can stage it in down to this red line, then come back to the same place and try and get a few extra pennies that way as well. So that's what I plan on doing. Let's just play it out and we'll carry on. Okay, guys, that's done. It's rattled its way up. Now, you've got to be really careful with these trades on a Monday morning, because this surge that we're looking at could easily just push up, fake a few out, and then come slamming back down. Kind of one of the reasons I don't like trading on a Monday morning. But anyway, it's done. So let's just make certain I got my tickets out. So get into a habit of deleting your orders. And there you go. So that's 76 quid by staging backwards. And that's the beauty of what I do. I've got an area of interest on the chart, and then I'll take a choice as to whether I'm going to go long or short based on what I'm looking at. So when Neil was asking how I would trade it, ultimately I trade it exactly the same. You know, I don't chop and change anything. To me, a chart is a chart. The only difference between this and, say, Bitcoin is speed of movement. But, well, let me just flick this back a second. I've actually got a Bitcoin on here, because this is, if you've been watching the Vanguard series, it's exactly the same. My markings, if I just pull this out, are identical. You know, levels are in the same. Still use the same sort of fib bounce points. And again, this morning, if I flick that on, there you go. There's 62 quid on that. This is building up nicely. And it's all done exactly the same way. Slight difference with Bitcoin, though. I do what's called ladder trading with Bitcoin, because it is so violent. I build positions up using a ladder system. And a ladder system is exactly what it says it is. You ladder in and you climb the ladder, you know, so you're expecting it to move down like snakes and ladders, if you like, slides down, and then you climb up the ladder rung by rung. There are so many different ways to trade, but ultimately a market moves up, a market moves down, and it'll move between two pressure points. That's what my levels are. They're literally just points of pressure on the chart that the market will react against, because that's what's happened in the past. And trading is all about self-fulfilling prophecies. You know, an echo of the past can give you a vision of the future. And levels are the only thing that move into the future. Your indicators don't. They stop when the price stops. And it doesn't matter where the price is, because the price is in the same place on a minute chart as it is on a monthly chart. So you've just got to grade the trade to suit how far it's going to move. Now, if I'm looking at an hourly chart, I just want to see how far it's going to move in the next hour, and then target appropriately. And that's kind of where the 5 pips comes from. Now, if it moves back 5, well, then I can get a little bit extra on the push back up again. And that's how I do it. I don't go into market 100%. I build positions, I target effectively, and when I'm wrong, I get out. But if I've done my homework in the first place, and that's what the sheet is, the strength tool and the bias sheet, it basically puts all my ducks in a row that I can see. And that's it. It does all the heavy lifting for me. And then I just got to go to chart, figure out where the best optimum point of entry is, and then jump in. Now, I'll kind of show you an example of something. If I flick back, I was right to target where it was because it's now struggling on the red line. You know, it's pushing up and it's having a hard time there, and it's bouncing backwards and forwards. But from here up to there, it was a clear run. It was just a pocket of air. There isn't a pocket of air there. I'd have to get it across the other side of it, and then there's nothing to stop it. A little bit like a ball rolling along the floor. If it's a hardwood floor, it'll just keep on rolling till it hits skirting board. So that's the principle. So that was for you, Neil. I hope that genuinely helps you. I genuinely do. Keep trucking, kid. I'm always about in the group, and looking forward to my holiday tomorrow. Boy, I look forward to my holiday tomorrow. And we'll do it all again another day. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.